What is up, everybody? What I wanted to do was kind of talk to you guys about what my biggest fear is when it comes to getting into trucking. Now, if you happen to stumble on this video and you're into cooking or anything like that, I have another YouTube channel by the name of No Hippie Barbecue and Cooking. If you're into that stuff, run by there, subscribe to that channel. I'm going to leave a link to that channel in the iCard above and description below. Now, as far as my biggest fear goes when it comes into trucking, I was just speaking to a couple different people about this a couple days ago, and what my biggest fear is when it comes into trucking is I just have too many options. You know, most of the time when I chose jobs or whatever in my lifetime, I chose them and there's really no way out. So when I first left the Marine Corps, got into car sales, that job had to work because there was no other option for me to do, or no other option for me to make money with the amount of time I had to where I needed to start making money. So I had that motivation behind me. When I went into, got out of trucking, or excuse me, when I got out of car sales and went into banking, I was taking a major hit as far as money went. And I was kind of almost left at the same thing. I mean, I could have always gone back to car sales, but in essence, it was kind of my only option, so I had to kind of make that work. Same thing when I transferred from banking into mortgage banking. There was I just felt like it had to work out. And, I was talking to a few people about this, and, just talking about what my biggest fear is when it comes into getting into trucking. And a lot of it is that it would just be so easy for me to just, if things didn't go right, just to shut it down and go back to what I'm doing, because I've built myself a pretty comfortable life, if I do say so myself. Trucking is totally different than anything I'm looking to get into. And I was always fearful that if things didn't go exactly the way I wanted, or, just some little petty shit was to happen, I'd just be like, you know what, forget it. Let me just get out of this. And I stumbled on a video by a YouTube channel by the name of Mob Trucker. And he spent 10 years in prison, 13, he went in when he was 13, came out when he was 23. And I was watching his video, and it really put things in perspective for me. And a lot of times you find perspective in the least likely people. And he grew up a lot harder than I did. Obviously went to prison, which was a whole lot harder than I did. But what he did when he got out was he did not take no for an answer. And I probably spent a good 2 hours watching his videos, beginning with when he first got into trucking, kind of going through all that, until this last one that I just saw, where he was basically talking about options as a convicted felon coming out of prison. And a lot of people would look at that and be like, automatically thinking that being in prison for 10 years, he doesn't have any intelligence or anything like that. And I'm going to tell you, as far as a lot of the, trucker channels that I've been kind of watching, his intelligence is off the charts. And, and he's really motivating. And I think I saw his video at the exact right time, because I've been sitting here thinking about, it's January 21st. I'm thinking about, kind of putting things in motion in a month from now, and this has just kind of been on the back of my mind. And after watching his video, it really changed my mind frame into changing this from something that I want to do into something that I have to do. Now we're starting at two totally different stations, I guess, in our life. For me getting into it now, I think I was a lot further ahead than where he started off. That being said, he has that grinding mentality, which I kind of need to changed my perspective on in going into this. Anyway, I kind of lost my train of thought, but you know, for you guys that are getting into trucking, you know, if you're, you know, no matter what your situation is, if you're getting into trucking and maybe you don't have things prepared as well as you would like to, or you're coming out of a bad situation, I'm gonna leave a link to that video in the iCard above and description below. Run by that video, take a look at it. And for those of us that, you know, are a little bit more fortunate, you know, have money behind us, have houses, you know, really could just say forget it and just turn away. Take a look at this video and change your mindset from wanting to be a trucker to I'm gonna be a trucker, because that, you know, not to keep beating the same horse, but that video did change my mindset. Anyway, like I said, as far as this channel goes, I'm going to try to document my journey to be a trucker, and, you know, wherever that takes me, whether it be, you know, mental things or actual things that take place. But I did want to, you know, kind of put that out there as a resource or a video that can kind of motivate you no matter what your station is, because I'm nowhere near what he's kind of gone through, but a lot of you guys may be, and if you guys are, that's the video to take a look at. Another YouTube channel where the circumstances were about the same was another channel by the name of One Rich. I just met with him out in Colorado when he came out here. I'm gonna leave a link to his channel in the iCard above and description below as well. Anyway, as far as my trucker journey goes, you know, I've just been kind of mildly studying these tests and everything. I'm trying to get my passport. Hopefully my passport comes in time to where I can get that, I think it's a TWIC card, and all my endorsements done before I go to school. Really haven't picked a company yet. If you happen to still be watching this video, I live in Colorado. The companies I'm thinking about rolling with is Knight, but they've kind of been, you know, just there's certain red flags that have been coming up with that as far as their recruitment process. So I've also been looking at Prime. If you have some other options that you think might be ones I should check into, leave those in the comments. Leave it in the comment section below.